Finder. What is Scene Finder? So Scene Finder is a website and mobile app. It is about evidence-based content. Now, I know that sounds like a mouthful, and we're going to dive into exactly what evidence-based content is. But pretty much it's about providing footage, whether it be photos and videos relating to accident, incidents, and events. It's going to be pretty much a database platform where you can get footages, okay? Now, why was Scene Finder brought about? So Scene Finder, the whole concept of Scene Finder was that the National Insurance Crime Bureau estimated that the loss for insurance company was $80 billion. And yes, I said billion. That's a pretty big number. In addition, the average insured spends, such as you and I, spend about $950 extra per year in insurance premium because of this fraud and misrepresentation. And so how do we counteract that? Now, besides insurance claims, Scene Finder also provides 7 total categories. Besides accident, we have vandalism, home invasion, crime, historic events, humanitarian efforts, and unusual vacation spots, like staying in the cave or something like that. So we're gonna jump in. Why did Scene Finder come about? Well, my personal experience, for those of you who don't know, I'm actually a licensed claims adjuster. I also used to work in New York as a workers' comp adjuster, and I did PIP. PIP stands for Personal Injury Protection. Pretty much bottom line means that if you were injured in an accident, that's the coverage you would use to pay for your medical expenses. So what was happening is I thought it was really unfortunate that these people were being placed at fault for an accident that they didn't cause, or were incurring the expenses of that accident, such as paying their deductibles, paying for rental cars, or medical expenses. Not everyone actually has medical coverage on their auto insurance, so some people it actually comes out of their pocket. In addition to that, my personal experience, my husband was actually involved in an accident recently. The other party changed lanes, struck his vehicle, and then lied, said my husband hit his vehicle. And we were really upset. Now, it's one thing when you're dealing with something from a distance, you try to be empathetic to the person's situation, but you don't fully grasp what they're going through. Now, when my husband was involved, it was just like, wow, now we are faced with the situation ourselves. So, I jumped into, resolution mode. Naturally, that's, first thing you want to do. So we went out, we canvassed the area trying to find footage, and there was actually 3 cameras within close proximity of where the accident occurred. One said it wasn't captured. The other party said, well, you need a subpoena. Well, that means you have to hire an attorney, extra money. We're trying to avoid that. The other party took 5 days to get back to us after several attempts of getting in contact with him. So needless to say, we were really upset. I thought it was really unfair because the other party placed my husband 100% at fault for the accident. So I felt helpless. I'm like, what can I do? So I prayed about it, got a word, hence the birth of Scene Finder. The solution. Scene Finder is a platform to share evidence-based content. Now, the beautiful thing about Scene Finder, it's anonymous. Nobody needs to know who you are. Scene Finder becomes the voice for everyone in the community. You simply upload your footage and Scene Finder does the rest. Now, the good thing is you upload your, one of the premise that Scene Finder stands on is the golden rule. Well, what is the golden rule for those who don't know? Pretty much it means treat each other the way you want to be treated. You want to be loved? Show love to your neighbor. It's a very simple concept. So again, the whole premise is accident, incidents, and events. Any of those concepts, those 3 categories that someone has footage for, they can share it. And Scene Finder will review it. And if we find it's going to add value to someone that's in need, at that point, it gets uploaded to the site. So we have 2 parties. It's a 2-sided. So we have our contributors, who are the ones that capture, share, and get rewarded. And we have our customers who search our platform, locate it, and they purchase the content. Our contributors are third parties, meaning average citizen like yourself and I, or companies who may have captured an accident and share it with us anonymously as well. No one knows who the other party is, meaning the contributor doesn't know who the customers and vice versa. The contributors are rewarded. They can actually get cash reward, but there are some people who are actually just going to do it just to be a good Samaritan. They don't want the money. Well, guess what? They can donate it to charity. And that's a big aspect of Scene Finder. We're going to jump into that a little bit further as well. Who are our customers? Our customers are going to be average involved parties who were part of the accident, or insurance companies, investigators, and so forth. Our platform is built where customers can search and discover content that they can use to resolve the claims quickly. In a coverage investigation claim, it could take weeks for the claim to come to resolution, sometimes months. So with the evidence-based content that Scene Finder is providing, they're now able to close the claim quicker. They're able to search multiple categories, not just accidents, but if it's a crime, a home invasion, something like that, they can also search it as well. Now, a lot of this content is not just coming from people using their phones. It could come from webcams. So many people have webcams now that they're using. Home security cameras, they can even record over it and upload the details to us as well. We also have it where it's a subscription based, or they can make a one-time purchase on Scene Finder. And as a company, they can add different team members so they can collaborate, and anyone that particular team can come on Scene Finder, search, locate, and purchase the content as well. Once the content is purchased, that is when the contributor is paid, okay? So our contributor, which I consider them our bread and butter, right? There is no Scene Finder without our contributor. Our contributors get 25% off the money that Scene Finder gets. So just so you know, once they capture it, they share it. Our quality assurance department actually reviews the content. If it doesn't add value, it doesn't go on the site, because then it affects the integrity of the site, which Scene Finder is about, the integrity. So if the content that they're sharing is a bunch of jokes, it doesn't go on the site. It's reviewed by our quality assurance department. If it adds value, at that point, it gets on the site. Once it gets on the site, the party who needs it, search the site. And I know you're probably thinking, well, if they search the site and find it, then what? They don't have to pay for it. Well, the beautiful thing about Scene Finder, we came up with a great idea where we're going to blur out the picture so you can have a general idea what is behind it if you're involved. But in order to see the full details, you actually have to purchase it. Same thing for the video footage. We blur it out, but you get a 3-second thumbnail where you can actually review the content to make sure it matches back with the details you're looking for. Once you purchase it, you're then able to view the full details of the information that you're seeking. We truly value our contributors, and I know some of the things I myself would be thinking is, well, how am I sure that you guys are actually going to pay me? I mean, I could upload my footage and you don't really pay me, right? Well, let's put it this way. The basis of Scene Finder is built on the golden rule and our integrity. If those concept or value is at hand, there is no Scene Finder. Without our contributors, there is no Scene Finder. So our objective is to ensure that our contributors are paid out. We actually have process in place through our accounting department where we're going to actually have an oversight committee that's going to check every month to make sure there's a two-sided folder. And when I say that, what I mean is you have the customer that's paying and you have the contributor that gets a portion. That balance sheet has to balance at the end of every month. If it doesn't, that contributor, we reach out to them again by email and let them know, listen, the funds are available. Please log into your account so we can pay you out for your excellent efforts in providing those footage, okay? Our proprietary technology. Scene Finder, as I mentioned, is unique. Is a unique place to locate evidence-based content. From my knowledge, it doesn't exist. I've been a claims adjuster for quite some time. I have not heard of it. There are other factors like, dashcam and so forth, but Scene Finder is pretty much, is going to be the to-go place for evidence-based content. So literally history in the making today, right? So contributors, one of the great things about contributors is that they get rewarded. Well, a lot of you guys have social media account. Now, I'm not knocking social media. I have it too. But social media is all about laughs and sharing with your loved one, which is great. But they don't pay you. Guess what Scene Finder does, which is awesome. My thing is, why keep everything for yourself? Share the love. And so who could use an extra buck, right? You get enough money to put a gas in your car, what have you. You did a great thing. You should be rewarded for that. And we're all about rewarded Scene Finder. As I mentioned prior, If you just did it as a good Samaritan, you don't need the money. Well, guess what? Share it with somebody else who does need it. We have 100 lists of charities on Scene Finder, which are the most popular charities within the US. Now, if one of those charities doesn't fit your bill or it's not your favorite charity, not a problem. Simply collect the funds. Once you get it, you direct it to your favorite charity of choice. So either way, it's like a win-win situation, except for the person that caused the incident, right? All right, so what is our business model? Our business model is subscription-based, and I'll explain what that means. It pretty much just means we have 3 packages that we offer: basic, advanced, and premium. We also have what's called as you go. So it's pretty much an individual package where you can do a one-time purchase just to get what you need. And we'll have advertisers that will be advertising on the site as well to promote their products. The pay as you go: basic, advanced, and premium, okay? Those are the 3 packages that we offer now. The pay as you go, what is the cost? I know that's probably what some of the things people are thinking about. How much does Scene Finder charge? Well, as a pay as you go, as I mentioned, we offer both pictures and videos. The pictures are $99.95 per content, and the videos is $149.95. We try to make our prices very competitive. In addition, to make it feasible, we're able to give our contributors a decent price, enough where they could probably get a full tank of gas or, you know, something in their pockets. We are going to be offering deep discounts, and so we need to make sure that we price it wherein we're able to balance the books as well. In our packages, for example, our basic package, we offer 10% discount. You get 10 videos, 10 footage for $2,249.20 per month. Now, the great thing about Scene Finder is if you don't use it, you don't lose it. It simply transfers over to the next month. To me, that's only fair. If I don't pay for it, if I don't use it, why should I lose it, right? For the advance, we offer 20 videos, 20 pictures with a 15% discount, and that is $4,248.40 per month. And our platinum package, 30 videos, 30 pictures, 20% discount, $6,221.80 per month. Now keep in mind, the basic, advanced, and premium packages for companies. Companies, small, medium, and large.
Right. Yeah.
Will need the footage as well. And so they are going to be able to purchase those packages. But for individuals who are involved in the incident, they would just probably use the pay-as-you-go package. Now, I know when I say one picture, you guys are probably thinking, what exactly? I'm paying all this money for one picture? Well, it's not really one picture, it's one content. So if the insured party uploaded 10 pictures in that one content, you get all the pictures that were uploaded. 5, 10, 15, whatever those numbers of pictures, you get everything within that one content of picture that you purchased, okay? The benefits. What are the benefits for a customer? As I mentioned, our number 1 customers is probably going to be insurance companies. They get to reduce their reserves. Now that probably sounds pretty weird, so I'm going to explain what is reserves. The average company, insurance company, actually does not make money on premium that they collect from their customers, which most people are under the impression that they do. They actually make money from investing those premiums, and that is where their profit margin increase. Well, by using Scene Finder and obtaining these evidence-based content, the facts in regards to what happened, they're now able to close the claims faster, put the money back into their investment, hence a higher profit margin. Now, companies are in business to make money, right? So wouldn't that be a great opportunity for them, right? In addition, most people who does not get the right liability decision or in fact had to pay out their pocket tend to leave their insurance company because they felt, you know what, they didn't really work on my behalf. I'm not happy with them, so I'm going to leave. Now with Scene Finder, they're able to prove the facts, make accurate liability decision, hence a higher customer retention rate. So lower rate customer leaving them, right? As an adjuster, the work can be very stressful. Talking firsthand, it's a lot of work, but the great thing about it is now that you have the evidence-based content, adjusters also are going to be able to close the claim faster, less coverage investigation. We're talking from special investigation unit investigating what happened to private investigators trying to find these parties involved, police officers getting involved, because I mentioned One of our categories is crime as well too. So now with the facts, we're able to close the claim faster, in addition to police officers, because they also have claim loads as well that they have to deal with. Now, as far as our customers or our contributors, what is the benefit to them? Well, as I mentioned in my beginning of the presentation, the premiums. Average customer pays $950 per year in premiums. Now, that's not my word, that's the National Insurance Crime Bureau estimated facts, okay? So now with Scene Finder, we can reduce that $80 billion that I mentioned earlier. And with that decrease, guess who gets the benefit? The average consumer. That trickles down to them. They get a decrease in their premiums. The contributors get to help those that are in need, in addition to getting a reward. Now, that sums up my presentation. I hope that made it clear about what Scene Finder has to offer. As I mentioned, it is a passion of mine. I really think as a community, we can come together, help each other, and all benefit. In addition to being rewarded. So if anyone has any questions at this time, I'll be happy to answer.
And if you'd like to, perhaps if you'd like to pose your question in the chat, you can do so. But you have a few minutes now to ask any question based on the presentation that you just saw. So we'll open the floor for a couple of seconds, and if you have any questions, please go ahead and ask that. If you're
unmute your phone.
If you are attempting to say, just please check your mic. And unmute, because that might be you'll need to unmute for us to be able to hear you.
Yes. Can I buy stock in the company?
No, we're not currently on the stock exchange market. Great question.
Nice presentation, Tanya.
Thank you.
Sure that will be soon.
I know, right? Paula, what's your question?
This platform is only used for car accidents?
No, there's 7 different categories: accidents, crime, home invasion, historic events, humanitarian events, unusual vacation spots. So there's 7 total categories, and you can actually visit scenefinder.com and you'll be able to see all the different categories, but it's not just auto accident. I just mention it because it's going to be our largest platform, and just for a time constraint, so as not to take up too much of your time. Great question, though. Any other questions?
Yeah, I have a question, because obviously I'm in London. Have you kind of reached out? I don't know if there's any laws in place. Have you kind of looked in if that will work the same as it does over there?
Well, let's put it this way. We are definitely planning on going international. We want to be in every country, literally, because I think this platform can help everyone, the average citizen. There's so many things going on social media and internet now. I don't see any reason why. We're just going to be partnering with a lot of these people. People meaning insurance companies, police officers. And when I say insurance companies, I'm not just referring to auto insurance companies. You have homeowners insurance companies going to be a big factor because, as I mentioned, our home invasion category. So we definitely plan on being throughout the country, such as England. We just need to take off first within the US, and if there's any constraints that we need to address, once we launch, we'll definitely make sure we look into that as well.
We have Nitsu just commending you on a great presentation on the chat, and then we also have a question coming in from Queen Edward. How will you market Scene Finder? Is it going to be via Facebook, or is it going to be via TV ads?
So great question again. We're going to be doing a lot of our advertising through social media and the internet, because Scene Finder is not a brick and mortar store that everybody's so used to. It's a web and mobile app. So we're going to be doing a lot of our advertisement that way. I definitely plan on going on the radio as well as the television, because so many things is going on right now. I think it would add value to that. But again, that's something that we're going to be building on as the time goes on.
Yeah, and if I may add to that, so digital marketing is pretty much the most important kind of marketing that can be done application like this. And so achieving marketing objective across social media, across search engine. So we're going to be optimizing a lot with the search engine, Microsoft and Google, as an example. Achieving the digital marketing across email, so you'll be getting emails if you are a contributor. So there are several different strategies that are going to be employed over the next couple of months, leading to just building the contributor community. But the most important marketing that can be done is really you sharing the application with someone who you know that it would be helpful. And so just growing the contributor community will require your help. And we have several folks here on the call. There's, by my last count, there's probably about 30 of us here. And so if you're sharing it with at least 4 or 5 or even 10 persons, the network effect begins to take place, where every person who knows 10 persons are sharing this stuff, then immediately we're actually at 300. And if we keep doing that, we move from 300 to 3,000, and then from 3,000 to 30,000, and then from 30,000 to 300,000, and so forth. And so this could become viral very, very quickly, because that's actually the best form of marketing that we could ever do. So hopefully you like the application, and hopefully you'll be able to give the feedback. The application has been built for you as a contributor and as a customer. That's very much something that we hope you'll be able to do at the end of this. Any other questions?
Yes.
Yes. Go ahead.
% Smythe. I don't know if you guys are seeing, because I'm not seeing it very much.
Yes, I
But
am.
anyway, that was a great presentation, Tanya. Really lovely. I think it's an excellent idea, because I had an accident 2 years ago, and someone who was driving behind me switched lanes, and she took some pictures, and she stopped and waited until the police came and all of that. And she actually texted me the pictures so I could have it to show. I just didn't get anything because the woman gave me wrong number, gave the trooper wrong number, and when we checked it out, I had to stand everything. But you know what? That was very, very powerful, because I had evidence to show, yes, someone hit me, it wasn't my fault, and all of that. I think it's great, and I just wish you well. I'm losing you. And
Thank
I'm
you.
going to be keeping my eyes on my phone camera out.
Okay, awesome.
But congratulations,
Yeah.
congratulations, and I just wish you all success with this.
I appreciate that.
I do my part in trying to get the videos and the pictures and the money.
We're gonna go for that right now, actually.
All right, awesome. Well,
Thank you, guys.
I just had another question.
Yes, go ahead.
So I heard a lot, maybe I missed it anyway, but I heard a lot about insurance companies paying for the footage. But on an individual level, like say, for example, I wanted to purchase something, is that something that I could do?
Absolutely. We offer 4 packages. One of them is called pay as you go, which is an individual package. So involved parties such as yourself or average citizens can go and Scene Finder, search our database. Once you locate your content, you're able to purchase it. The packages is more for insurance companies because they're going to purchase on a larger scale. I know the numbers I threw out there kind of seems large, but again, it's for companies that's going to be purchasing it. But yes, individuals will also be able to purchase the content.
Oh, sorry as well. Presentation was next to none. It was really, really good. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, awesome. Thank you. Is there any other question before we move on? All right, awesome. So so we're actually going to go into a live showcase of the website and the platform, so you can actually see it. And then during this time, if you have a question, then you can go ahead and pose the question inside the chat. I would like to ask you if your mic is not muted, just to go ahead and mute it, because I'll be probably muting some of your mics just so that we can avoid the interference with the noise. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen, and now I'm just going to go through the application with you. So the first place I want to start, and if you can see my screen, You can nod for some of you if you can see my screen. I hope you can. Okay, great. The first thing that we want to be able to do is to show you the homepage. So when you go to scenefinder.com, one of the first thing we want to establish is if you are a customer or if you are a contributor. And so if you're contributor, your button would be on the left, and if you're a customer, yours will be on the right. And before I get into clicking any of those, I just kind of want to do a scroll through from top to bottom just to show you. Here at the top, we've just got some basic navigation for you to be able to look at some photos and some videos, and these would be the results of images that are uploaded and video footage that have been uploaded and approved by you as a contributor. And then on the right side, we do have the option for you to become a contributor, as well as some pricing and an option to sign in. Now, we decided to give you the chance to choose who you are essentially when you get to the page. But the page, this homepage is ready for you to begin a search and discovering evidence-based content. And I'm going to show you how it actually works now. And so we think about our customer as we were building this main page, and the customers are the ones who are actually going to be purchasing the content. And so as contributors, there's another page that is dedicated for them. And so here we have, again, it's just showcasing some of the images and the categories that we have here. And one of the things that you'll note is we have these different categories of content that you can upload, and then you can also view. And so if you were to go to accident as an example, the accident category, you're going to be having several subcategories of accidents that you would be able to upload things, you'd be able to see content under. When you are uploading as a contributor, which we'll get to shortly, that's very different, but these are the results of the content that have been uploaded. So a customer or someone who wants to purchase a content, this is the experience that we're giving you an opportunity to browse and look through the different content that would be available on the platform. So I'm just going to go back, and then, you know, again, you have other types of categories, vandalism, and within vandalism there are also subcategories that you'll be able to browse as well. So each of these categories and subcategories will be loaded with content as we go. And then essentially, you know, we also have a blog, which is a part of the education of the community on both the consumer and the contributor side. And so you sign up to become a contributor or a customer, you will also get the option to receive our blogs, and you can access the blogs here, of course. And these are educational pieces. These are value-added pieces that we have professionals from within our team that writes these blogs just to help you to understand the value in having Scene Finder in your pocket, essentially on your phone. We're going to go right now to the option where we can look at the pricing. I'm not going to click to become a contributor yet, but I want to show you around just a little bit. So this is something that you can understand where to find what. So here we actually have the pricing. So these are the pricing options that you have, as Tanya alluded to earlier. You basically have these options for pricing, and these are the features of each pricing level. So you get 10 video and 10 image packages as a customer, and you can go as high as 30 image and 30 video footage. So you can have a look at some of the other features, like, you know, as a customer, you can have collaborators. And so if you wanted to add teammates from within your organization to share in your account and access content and review content, then you can actually do that as well. And so there are a number of different features that will give you, essentially, one of the things that I do like is I do like the advanced package, the premium package rather, because there's a VIP service. And Tanya alluded to it. It's more like a white glove service, essentially, that you get once you go for that option. We also spoke about the individuals. If you are not a company per se, or maybe you're an independent contractor and you'd like to access the content without a subscription, you can actually access these content individually through the pay-as-you-go method. So you can just go to the system, and if I hit, for example, just to buy now, one of the things that's going to happen is that we're actually going to be showing you the content that are available. And I'll get to this in a short while. But I just wanted you to see essentially how the system operates. And so if you have questions, we have a frequently asked question bank where you can go and look at all the questions that we essentially would have gotten from contributors and customers, and you can see some of the answers there. And if you're undecided, if you are unable to choose a package, then you can always reach out to us and we'll help you to do that. I want to show you as well the option for you to become a contributor. And so what I just showed you was more on the consumer or customer side. So this is the option to become a contributor. Of course, when you become a contributor, a part of the contributor community, you have the ability to immediately capture video content or image content from your phone. So within the app, and we'll show you a demo of that shortly, it's a one-tap capture that is available for you to be able to tap, access your camera, and you can just record a scene or grab some footage right away without any hassle. So it's really easy to use. And we spoke about sharing anonymously, which is a big part of what we're actually doing. Whatever you share when you create an account, nobody on the other side will actually see your information, and so that's very important. So here, over the next 6 months, we're projecting to be paying out about $8 million worth of content. And I know Tanya wanted to say something here.
Yes, I wanted to jump in really quick. Now, I was yesterday when we were going over the site and I saw this number, $80 million. I said, Ricardo, I'm paying out $80 million to our contributors. I'm like, you know what, let's put it to 7 because I like number 7. So he said to me, Tanya, I didn't just choose this number. This is statistics. So I just wanted to say, we do plan on paying out $80 million in over 60 months. So definitely share with your family, because why not have a piece of the pie? I just wanted to put my 2 cents in that one. So Ricardo, the floor is yours again.
Yeah. So the $8 million will be paid out over the next 60 months. And so if you'd like to get a piece of that action, sure. The only requirement is that you have to be a part of the contributor community and you have to share content. You have to keep your eyes open for these different things that happen in the streets as you adventure. Whatever you do, you can keep an eye out and be a part of that. And so that's actually one of the thing that I like about being a contributor on the platform, and also why I would share it with my friends and family, just simply because this is a pie that everyone can essentially be a part of. Of course, you will be paid when your content is purchased. And so that's very important. And so you want to ensure that the content that you're uploading to Scene Finder, they're valuable and they're actually real, authentic. Of course, we will be checking them. The system will be checking them and we'll be approving them. And so once there's a purchase of the content, then you will actually be paid out. So Scene Finder is super easy to use. I mean, it's a 1, 2, 3 process. You download the app, you tap into the camera, you can record your scene or your take pictures, and then you can also just upload them directly to your account. So that's just a little tour of the website, and so we're going to go right into now the actual application itself. And so I'm going to go right over and sign in. I already have an account. So what I'm going to do, if I click this signing button, you do have the option to register. So obviously, if you're a new user, you're going to want to register. And why do we need your first name and your email and a password? And we did say it was anonymous. Well, this is actually just for you, because we're not going to be seeing any of this in our end. This is just for you to be able to access the system. And so you can put your first name and your email and a password. And once you get in, we'll basically be asking you to just complete a profile so that we can pay you. And so that's very important. But I've already done this. And so what I want to show you is pretty much how I'm going to just log right in here. So I'm just going to go and click login, and I'm just going to log in with my access here. And So I'm logged in, and the first thing that I'm greeted with, because I'm a contributor, is essentially just how to use the Scene Finder as a contributor. So you'll be able to see the three-step process where you just capture, you can share, and then you can get ready to earn your rewards. And so this is how you do it. The first step, you go ahead and you open up the camera on your phone, and as you can see here, my camera is actually going to be opening up. And once my camera opens up, you'll be able to see me taking a quick shot of the camera. So I think this is a small glitch on the camera is closing on me here, but it will allow for you to bring your camera up. We have already taken some photos and stuff, and so I'm going to be showing you what those actually look like. They're all blurred on the other side, so I'll be showing you what that actually looks like. So I want to go through and just sharing what does it look like on the contributor side. So here you actually have a guided tour. So this is your home screen essentially, where you will have all of the uploading, and you will start the uploading process. From the home screen, once you would have uploaded your content, you can now go to your uploads to view all the items that you would have already uploaded. They would be located here in the My Uploads menu. And from the My Uploads menu, you also will have notification. And a notification is a bell. It's a bell symbol that we use both on the left and on the top right here. You'll notice there's a bell there, and this bell actually tells you what notification you have. And it's an important place to check once you see a red mark or highlighting the number of notifications you have. And so here, for every contributor, we give you the option of becoming a customer, and vice versa. And so you have the option here to become a customer once you would have clicked this option here. So this is a guided tour, and you have the ability to close this tour. You can indicate not to show it anymore each time you log in, and so that's one of the feature that we have here. So I'm going to go ahead and show you some content that has been uploaded on the other side. So here, before I go though, I want to show you my profile. So here's my profile, and I had completed my profile initially just so I can get paid. So I had to put my name, I had to put my real name, because the system has to validate your actual name and your actual bank account information in order to pay you. And so this is something that is only going to be visible to the Scene Finder payment system, so that they can send funds out to you, and of course yourself, which you can edit your profile. Your banking information is also here. So right now I'm at 0, but each time that I'm adding content and someone purchases my content, this number is going to be going up from 0, of course, to a high number. If I want to have a withdrawal, you need to have at least $20 reward into your account before you can start to withdraw. And I think Tanya mentioned earlier that if you do not want to have this funds into your bank account, you can always delegate it to charity. And so the option to delegate this to charity exists right here. Once you start having some funds into your account, you'll begin to see that option for charity, and the withdrawal button will become active once you have more than $20 into your account. You also have a withdrawal history menu, where you can see all the withdrawals that would have been done by you, and you can double check and of course validate that they have been the case. Here you have the option to set your banking information. Of course, if you would like to be paid via your bank, you would have to provide some banking information here, so the system can save this information to send it to you whenever it is that you need to be paid. And so that's an important part, because everyone wants to be paid. I see someone, I think it's Nitsu, putting in the chat that she loves the option to donate to charity, and that's something that we also love. The idea that you can, delegate this to. There's about 100 charity on the system, and once you indicate that you'd like to delegate to charity, you'll be able to select from that 100 charity and send your donation to them. And what's going to happen once you do that? Scene Finder will actually be sending that information to them and then alert you that this has been done. And of course, you can always validate that because there's going to be enough proof for you to validate that this was actually done. It is something that we're happy to do. So this is your profile, and this is pretty much how you set it up. Again, we need your banking information to pay you, and so the bank is not going to send you the money unless we have a real name. And so, it's sharing the content is anonymous. This is just the only part that we need this information only for paying you. The customers will never see this information. This is only going to be something that's protected by the Scene Finder and the Scene Finder administrator. Okay. So I want to go to, and if you have questions, feel free to pose them in the chat. I know, you might have questions as we go through the tour. I want to go over to the other side now, which is the customer, because the customers are ones that we also value. And so here's the customer side. On the customer side, there's a little bit more that you can do. You have a guided tour as well, which pretty much looks the same like the other side of the contributor. You have the ability to conduct your search and discover content right away. One of the things that we love is the mapping. So here you're greeted with a map, and as you can see here, you have options of looking on icons where incidents and accidents are currently on the map. And so you can immediately just check in, say, accidents. You can look to see where all the accidents are. Vandalism, you can check to see where the vandalisms are. And if you click on it, what's going to happen is going to be showing you where exactly this vandalism had taken place. It's going to provide you the details, which is the date, and it's also going to provide you with the time frame and the option to purchase it. And so this is actually exciting because now as a customer, you have the ability to see and narrow in exactly where you are looking for your content. So one of the things I'm going to do is to jump right back into this, but I want to just finish this guided tour on the left, just so I can get this guided tour bubble out of the way. I'm just going to show you the rest of the tour. So again, your purchase content, any content that you would have purchased, is actually going to be stored in this menu area. Of course, your ability to launch a search using categories and subcategories and filtering, like what we showed you earlier, can be done here with this click. So you can look for a specific category, whether it's accident, or you can go with the filtering process to identify. And we like the filtering because we thought it was pretty cool to have the customer select the area they want to search for the content, the time frame, the radius in terms of the distance around the area they want to be able to look for content. You also have your notification. So your notification is going to be there, and your notification will tell you the things that are important that needs your attention. The collaborators, we alluded to that earlier, that some companies, as a customer, you may have a team, and your team may be involved in searching for content. And so we decided to give you unlimited collaborators. So you can add as many teammates as you want to your account to help you to look for content. But one of the things that I personally know, like if you think about, let's say, an insurance company who's got 5,000 or even 500 offices across the country, there are several different persons working in different locations, and they may need access to the system to be able to look at content in their area. You don't necessarily need to have another account. You can just add them as a collaborator, and they will be using your account to search and discover content. Here you will be able to see your plans, so you can manage your plans here. And again, what we talked about earlier, if the largest plan we have is not suitable for you as a customer, you can always reach out, because there are custom plans that can be created for your needs specifically. And so this is where you would be able to see your plans when you would like to manage them. Okay. And of course, you have the option of becoming a contributor. Why did we choose to allow a customer to be a contributor and a contributor to be a customer? because it could actually go any way for anyone. And so we wanted to ensure that you have that option to be able to become a contributor if you're a customer, or to become a customer if you are a contributor. And so that was one of the cool features that we actually like. So let me go back into this and just show you the filtering. The filtering here, which is pretty cool, allows for you to be able to select your category of the scene that you're looking for. So if I say I want to look at some accident, then you have to look at some subcategory. What subcategory would something like that fall under? And so you've got a rear end as well, and you have rear end as a subcategory, and then you have the option of moving your distance to whether one, you want to search within a mile of a specific area, or you want to search within 24 miles. So the system allows you to search between 1 and 24-mile radius, so you can spot as much content as you possibly can. Usually you might know what you're looking for, and so if you have a date when the situation occurred or when the incident occurred, you now have the option to select the date. And we've also made it easy that you can select presets. So if you were looking for something in the last week or in the last month, you have the option to actually do that here as well. So this is what an uploaded content looks like. So as a contributor, you added content, you added an accident from behind. Now, as a customer, you can't see, you will not be able to see the actual accident itself, and that would defeat the purpose. And so what we've done, we've added some blur feature to the image. So as a contributor, when you upload your image, the system is automatically going to apply some blur effects to it. So you will not be able to see exactly what this is about until you make a decision to purchase. And so we're helping you to narrow that search and create more accuracy in your discovery by allowing you to put dates, allowing you to put location, and allowing you to put more specific parameters that will land you the content that you're actually looking for. If you are convinced that this is the content you are looking for, then you can go ahead and hit the buy button. But here, where we have a show more, you'll be able to view precisely, you will be able to view precisely the description of the content. So the content, you will be able to see exactly what did the contributor say about this content. And the contributor, we depend on you to describe the scene that you're capturing in as much detail as possible, because upon approval, before we approve, as we're reviewing those, we want to ensure that the description is sufficient for the customer to be able to look at and satisfy themselves that this is what I'm looking for. We should take a look at this piece of evidence. And so here we have also some other parameter types. For example, the media, what kind of media it is. So where this is an image, what format is this image in? It's a JPEG. What is the category, an accident? What's the date? This was done for the 27th, and the state. And so you also have the city. So you now have the ability to see more specific parameters with respect to the media that's up there. So that's one of the features we felt that was going to be really helpful for a customer who's looking for something. And you might not be a company. You might be someone that would have been, perhaps distressed after an accident that have happened, and you're just seeking closure, and you want to come here and look to see if anyone captured what you had experienced. I think someone shared with me before that they had an accident and it was an overturn, and they had to be in the hospital. And after all of the case, and they've gotten well, they couldn't rest until they were anticipating and pretty much wishing they had the ability to see what happened, because it happened so fast, and they just were lost. I mean, they woke up in a hospital, they didn't know what happened, and sometimes you'd wish you could kind of go back and see exactly what happened. And this is how you can do that by coming to Scene Finder. You might just find a piece of content that's actually there. So you get to see all the different kinds of content that is here, video as well as image. So this is the most important part for the customer, to be able to search by location as well. So you can, let's say if we were looking for something in Miami, now the system will help you to start finding some stuff in Miami. So there was nothing here. So what we'll actually do is to go back home, and then we can run a search again. If we wanted to run a search again and say we want to look at content in Miami, then the system just brings up something that was actually in Miami. And so based on your search terms, the system, once the system identifies the content, it will actually be showing it to you here as well. And so you have now, we talked about the collaborators earlier. You have the ability to add the collaborator, and this is how it's done. Essentially just hitting the collaborator, create collaborator button, and you put your name, you put your email, and you put your password of the collaborator, and you share that with the collaborator. And once the collaborator has logged in, then they will be able to access the content that you have. Your plans are also here in just as how they were on the site, and you can go ahead and choose your plan. And so once you would have chosen a subscription plan, what the system does is now requires your confirmation. So the system will take your card number, your card information, and it will, with the subscribe button, put you on the plan. And so you can essentially go back and update the plan. If you need a larger plan, you can do that. If you want to bring the plan down, you can actually do that as well. And so you do have the option also here to be able to pretty much go ahead and buy the content that you would want without having to subscribe. And so that's just about the different features that we have here. In your profile, again, you can manage your profile as a customer. You can check your subscription. If you have an active plan, it will be shown up there. If you'd like to make a purchase of an active plan, then you can pretty much do that as well from your profile. And then, of course, you'll be able to see the history of all the payments that you would have done over time. So that's pretty much the beauty of Scene Finder, giving you as a customer the ability to search, discover, and of course finding the specific content that you need. So at this point, I'll take any questions that you might have with respect to either side, either as a contributor or a customer, and I'll see how best you can actually answer them for you technically, and Tanya will be able to chime in as well to answer some questions also if you have any of those for her. And once we're done with that, we'll just hand it over to Tanya to say the final words before we go. Tanya? Any questions? Anybody does anyone have any questions based on the tour that we just showed you?
I just think that you guys thought of everything, to be honest with you.
Thank you.
Well, thank you.
Yes, very detailed and it sounds like it's user friendly because of the menus and the drop down menus and the information you provided. So we just look forward to using it. And thank you so much for your explanation. It was very clear and knowledgeable. You're knowledgeable about what you're doing. So that's good.
Awesome. Well, thank you. We appreciate that. I see Devon ask if you can opt out for a check. I'm not sure if you want to answer that Tanya, if I understand that question correctly. Can I opt out for a check?
Devon, unmute your phone. I'm not sure I understand what the question is.
Yeah, because I'm sure some people might be a little hesitant about providing their banking information. So instead of going through that avenue, can we just opt to have a check mailed to the house or something?
Yes, we're going to be offering bank account, check. Scene Finder is going to have their own debit card, so you can also select that as well as the charity. So you'll have all those options. But great question.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
Great job.
Awesome.
Just a question as well.
Yes, go ahead.
So the website's really good, actually. It kind of covers all the questions I had in my head when you was going through it. You kind of addressed all of those. But is there an option for the website to change language?
Yes, that is something, the language is going to be something that we'll be adding into the upcoming version. And so a lot of the feedback that you'll be giving us today and during the next couple of weeks, we'll actually be wish listing those into the next version that we'll be adding, because we want to hear, so what you think. And so certainly the next language, natural progression into the next language would be probably Spanish. Because that's going to be perhaps one of the most popular language after English. But if you do have recommendations for a specific language that you think we need to consider moving to, is something that we'll certainly be considering in the future. So yes, we do plan to add additional languages in the future.
And one last question from me. Is there an age limit as to who can be a customer or consumer?
18 years and
I
older.
know young people nowadays are always on their phones and they're videotaping stuff and so on. So is there an age limit to who can contribute?
Yes, 18 years and older. If a young person under the age of 18, a minor, has a content, they would need to inform their parents, and then their parents would be the one to set up the account. Because we're issuing payments and so forth, we don't want to issue money to a minor and then there'd be a conflict of interest. So they have to get their parents' permission first.
Okay, that's cool.
Thank you.
All right.
So that's the apps are actually available in Google Play Store as Scene Finder, and it will be available in the iOS store as Scene Finder in a couple of days. So you can go ahead and download the app if you have the Google Play Store. You can go ahead and download the app, or on the website it actually links to the app in the Google Play Store. When you click on it, it should actually take you there. But I would love to encourage you now, like, this is a live session. If you'd love to participate with us, I'll give you a few minutes. I know we're almost out of time essentially, and if you're okay, would certainly want to take maybe 2 or so more minutes of your time. We appreciate it. And so if you would like to just go ahead and register with us, register your account here as a contributor. So just go for us to the site and just go to your signing option on the top right where we had just now, right here. If you could just follow with me and just do a registration. So we'd love to do a live registration with those who are on the call. You can go to the top right, hit sign in, and once you hit sign in, you can go ahead and click the register button, and then just go ahead and set this up for us. And I'm going to go ahead and do another registration. So I'll do another one, and you can do it with us if you would like. Okay, so I'm putting in my email, and I'm going to be putting in my my password as well. And this is very responsive also, so you can do this from your phone. You can bring up the domain from your phone, or you can simply download the app. Most of the usage is going to be from the phone, so we'd certainly build the system to facilitate using your phone. So here I have I went in and I created an account. And the first thing that we'd like you to do is to build out your profile. And so if you want to add an icon or something, you can just go ahead and do that, just to represent your profile. If you'd like to do so, you can, I put my own image up there, but you can put something that represents you, and you can put your name. You can put your first and your last name here, and that's actually going to be stored, again, for those of you who chooses to get, I think someone had asked earlier about getting a check. We still need a name to put on your check in any event, and so this is very important. Not going to be seen by a customer at all. It's just for paying out. You have the option of putting in a phone number, but it's not required. You will be required to put your password again. So here is a session password. And what it really is, as you go through the app, you're going to notice these small exclamation icons that will be coming up across the different places in the app. Once you click on that, it will actually tell you what it is that you're doing. And so there's about 10 minutes of inactivity. The system will log you out, and you're going to need to use a password to go back in. And so the same password, we'd like for you to just go ahead and enter it here. And once you would have done that, the system will remember it. And so here you have some address information. Again, even if we give you a check, we still need to know where to send it. So just certainly think about that and put that information in there. And then once you would have done that, and so I'm going to go ahead and put my information in. And once I would have done that, and let's select my state, and there I would just go next. And right after I go next, then this is the part where I want you guys to get to. So if you guys are already here, please let me know. But this is the part where you can share this app with your friends on WhatsApp, or you can share this app via Facebook. So I'd love to ask you guys now. I'm not sure. Is everyone here? Is everyone here with me at this point in the registration process? Did anyone have any difficulty getting here? And it's okay to unmute your mic. This is an interactive part of the session. It's only going to be for a couple of minutes. So did anyone have any trouble getting inside the account, getting the account created, getting into their profile?
I'm trying to bring it up.
So we'd love for you to be able to go ahead and share this. So once your account has been set up, you can start sharing this with your friends across WhatsApp, and you can start sharing it across Facebook. And so I'm going to go ahead and try to share it across Facebook. When you put your information on, if you already logged into Facebook, that's great. You'll just be taken directly to your post page where you can post your message within Facebook. I see someone had a question perhaps here. Is it possible paying via Cash App or Venmo? And that's a great question. Yes, if it's something that we're actually working on implementing, so you'll be able to get paid via Cash App or Venmo. We'll be able to send funds to you, directly to those accounts. So the answer to that is absolutely yes. We'll be working on those, but right now the fastest way to get you paid is either a check or your bank account. We also have, and I know Tanya, if you want to tell them about that, the Visa card that Scene Finder is actually creating their own debit card. So if you'd like to have a debit card from Scene Finder, you'll have the option to request that debit card, and then that debit card will be sent to you. And every time that you'd like to have a withdrawal, you can withdraw to that debit card, and you can use it anywhere you would like as well. So that's also something, another feature that's going to be coming up in the next release. Another question, I see there's a FAQ, but are there video tutorials or a welcome video for newcomers to the website available? And that's a great question. We're actually going to be working on putting up some video tutorials on YouTube, because we do have a YouTube channel, to actually just show you how you can actually use the system. Right now, there's just the FAQ and the guided tour, but we'll be working on actually having some videos, tutorial, and sharing it with you. This session actually is recorded, and so anyone who might have an interest in this particular launch session, you'll be able to get it from Tanya at a later date, or from any of us in the Scene Finder team. We'll be able to share this recorded video with you, and you can sort of rewatch it. But the answer to that question, Nitsu, is yes. We'll be having a YouTube channel. We already have a YouTube channel, and the YouTube channel is going to be providing a lot of different tutorials for newcomers and existing contributors. All right, so if you would like to talk with me on chat, you can certainly do that. You don't have to unmute your mic. You can just let me know what's happening. Someone else is asking, is personal data stored in any way, and how is personal data protected? It is what was one of the first thing on the top of the list when we started building out this application. The data is actually stored on the Amazon web server, and Amazon web server is used by everyone from Secret Service to the US government, all the way down to Amazon themselves. All of your data is actually being stored. It's not going to be stored on our platform. It's actually stored within the Amazon Web Services. And so that is a fairly, perhaps the most secured sets of server that is available out there. So you can rest assured that your data is protected in that regard. Someone is also asking if the data is encrypted. Yes, the data is encrypted. Once you submit the information and you complete it, you will be able to see it visible on your in your account, but it's been stored on the database in an encrypted fashion. As a matter of fact, it is stored on a 256 bit or more encryption. So that is a really, really hard monster to decrypt. So that actually is how the data is actually is stored. And there's another question, will you be hosting another Zoom meeting? If yes, and when? Carissa, we actually, there's not an immediate plan to host another Zoom meeting, but we do have plans to put together some videos that will be stored over on YouTube. And once you are a contributor, so you go to the site, you become a contributor, or you can, you know, would love for everyone here to be a contributor or a customer today. But if you do want to just stay in touch with us, you do have the option to just submit your emails and sign up with us, follow us on social media. So whenever we have something coming up, you will certainly be the first one to know when we have another meeting or so coming up.
Also, one thing is, I'm not sure how it is all possible, and I'm going to try to see if we can put this video on YouTube. Ricardo, what do you think?
Yeah, that's absolutely something that we can put up there. We could perhaps take snippets of it and just do a little small editing, maybe put some makeup on my face and so forth, and then we'll go ahead and put it over on YouTube. All right, any other questions? Did any of you get to this point where you can share this application? I'd love to hear what your experience was.
Hi, how are you? My name is Monique. I didn't get to this point yet. I actually got on kind of late. My apologies. So to be a, contributor, that's when you're adding the videos to the site, correct?
Yes.
Okay, is there a monthly subscription for that or anything, or you just add it?
Absolutely not. To become a contributor, it's absolutely free. As a matter of fact, you get paid to become a contributor once you upload a video or an image content, and that content is purchased by one of our customer, you will actually be paid immediately for that content. So it's pretty much the other way around. We're paying you to be a part of the contributor community. Only when a piece of content is purchased from a customer. So there's no cost involved at this particular point.
Okay, great. Thank you. And good job, guys. Congrats, Tanya. Congrats to you.
Thank you. Thank you. And when there will never be a cost, I can officially say, as a contributor, it will be a forever free option.
Yes.
And so you will forever be paid. You know, there may be, in the future, we may not be paying you cash, we may pay you Bitcoin, who knows? Some other method, but you will always be getting paid forever for your content. So that's one of the things that we're
and, you know, I want to piggyback on that, because one of the things I want to mention is that as a contributor, you may put up one video and you could get paid 10 times. We don't limit how many times you get paid. If your video is purchased 10 times, you get paid 10 times. Each and every time your content is purchased, you get paid. We figure if we get paid, you deserve to get paid as well too. So keep that in mind.
Wow, that's good to know. That's really good to know.
Yeah, and so I think you might have missed the earlier part of the presentation. There's about $8 million that we have scheduled to be paid out over the next 6 months. And so, you know, I actually don't need any of those because I'm pretty much blessed, but I certainly am going to be a contributor, so I can get, you know, I can never have too much money, and I don't think you could never have too much money either. So I would suggest, you know, go ahead, become a contributor, share this with your friend. It's $8 million. It might not sound a lot to you, but certainly it can buy a pair of shoes and a couple of watches, right? So I certainly want to become a contributor and sharing that. And Tanya alluded to it earlier. guys, this money is already been spent. This is 8 million of $80 billion that is wasted every year. And so it's not even 10%. $8 million over the next 60 months, it's not a lot of money. And so the more contributors we have, the more content you actually share, then the more customers that will be able to sell these content to, and obviously the more money you'll get. So keep your eyes open, keep your ears open, stay on the pulse as you are adventuring, as you're traveling. Anything that you see that could be helpful, it's really about being a brother. It's really about being vigilant out there. And at the end of the day, you're actually getting a reward for it. Like, there's so many applications as a company that we've worked with, and we've spent 10 years as a company working across different industries, but we've never seen anything like this one. And so we think that there's a real opportunity for the community to benefit from this endeavor. Because again, this is not something that's going to be pocketed by Scene Finder. Scene Finder is literally giving this money to you. And so you certainly want to take advantage of that. And if you don't want the money, it's okay, but you might have a charity that could use it. And so we also have the option for you to delegate this money to over 100 charities that's already in the system if you don't want it, because some folks might think, they don't want the money, and they're okay, and they just want to help, and they want to give this funds to charity. So my last question before I hand over to Tanya, did anyone else get to this completion part? And did you get to it okay? Were you able to hit that WhatsApp share button or that Facebook share button? All right, guys. So I think I'm heard.
Nitz would mention to me that she did.
Okay. So someone mentioned that you did. All right, that's awesome. And feel free to share.
She sent me a text and said she did, and it was pretty, yeah.
Okay, awesome.
Good.
So that's great. So we'd love your feedback. So one last thing before I hand over to Tanya. As you're browsing the site, if you'd like to give us some feedback, please, if you go to the bottom of the site, there is an option there at the bottom of the site to be able to provide your feedback. There's an option at the bottom of the site right here, as me try to show you. There's an option right here at the bottom of the site. If you go and you give us your feedback, that actually will go right into our CEO's on our CEO's desk, and she will be in a position to help us to. Let me just finish this here. I think it's asking me for information again. But she'll be able to, right at the bottom of the feedback form, she'll be able to help you to address some of those feedback concern once you would have completed that feedback button. I have to do my profile again, but it's right there at the footer, guys. Please use it. You can also reach Tanya. I don't know if Tanya wants to. I see Nitsu has raised her hand. I don't know, Nitsu, if you wanted to say something.
Just real quick. After you create your account, let's say you want to share it again, where would you go on the website to share it?
Well, that's a great question. If you want to be able to share it again, that's actually something where you'd actually have to do that manually, but we're going to be putting in.
Ricardo, you're frozen. But I'll say this, we're going to have our social media links at the bottom of the screen, so you can share it by clicking on any of your favorite social media links. We're having Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, and so forth. So you'll actually be able to click on the link as well to jump on Scene Finder's social media, and through there you can also share it as well. Ricardo, you're still frozen. In our next version, we're probably going to make it a lot more easier for you to share as well after you sign up as well, okay? Any other questions?
Tanya, it's Carissa.
Hi, Carissa.
I have a comment. Can you check when you're done, can you check your Facebook Messenger? I'm gonna link you with this lady that has a huge following, and her whole premise of her page is helping people find alternative ways to earn money. Okay. And so this would be something wonderful for her to post on her page for people to learn about.
Okay, that'd be awesome. I will definitely do that. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, so everyone, I want to thank you all so much for taking the time out of your busy schedule to come to the presentation. I really appreciate it. I thank everyone that could be possibly customers and contributors. We value each and every one of you. And I just want to send a special thank you out to all my friends, my family, my husband, Clint, thank you so much for your help. You know, for the team that worked on this project, they have been tremendous. You know, my husband usually, when we get a phone or a tablet, he's the one that sets up everything. And he says, T, you need to learn to do this thing on your own. And so Ricardo came and having to deal with that. And I was just like, I'm not that technologically inclined, you know? And he pretty much held my hand. We went through this whole basis and I told him, if you don't get anything else right, it has to be user friendly. So I hope the site accomplished that for everyone involved. Again, thank you so much. I'm not going to hold you guys up any longer, but you know, we decided to stay back a few more minutes so we can answer all your questions and comments. But please share, jump on, download the app. With the whole pandemic issue, we had a little glitch with Apple ISO, but it will be on Apple app for download in a few days. So please share the app, download the app, share the content with your friends and family, because again, it's not just about Scene Finder selling something, it's about benefiting the community and everybody being rewarded for their effort.